Howdy do, and welcome back, everybody. I haven't been on YouTube for a little while because we have the world's worst cold. My son's not done with it. He got it a week before me, and it's been like 2.5 weeks now, I think. Messy stuff. So, I finally have enough voice to talk at you. So today we're gonna make us a smoked venison roast. I got the, excuse me. I got the stuff for mixing up the seasoning right now, and then I'll show you the rest here in a bit. Mixing up the seasoning kind of early, so it's gonna be for me a couple hours. I'll apply the seasoning and then place the roast into the smoker. All right, so without further ado, let's get this. All right, hopefully you're able to see me and hear me. And what I'll do is I'll get cracking on this. So we're gonna start with 1 tablespoon of, teaspoon of chili powder. So there's a teaspoon of chili powder into the bowl. We got a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. Okay. Now we got a teaspoon of garlic powder. That's the stuff right there. And we do a teaspoon of onion powder. These are so small, it's hard to get these in here. I have to shake it out. Okay. Teaspoon of onion powder. Got a teaspoon of paprika. I like smoked paprika most, but this is what we got right now. It's just your regular everyday paprika. Smoked paprika just has a lot more body to it. All right. And then we'll do a teaspoon of oregano. That's the stuff right there. And a teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of salt. And it's a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. 1/4 teaspoon there. If you like it a little bit more peppery, you can add 2 1/4 teaspoons. So 1/2 teaspoon. You can also do what I have here. This is a sprig of rosemary. You can either lay it over the top like this, or you could take it, pull it apart. This came right out of the garden, right off my rosemary bush. Really nice having a rosemary bush outside. Fresh rosemary is the best, and not having to pay for it every year when you need to. Use it for spices and stuff. It's pretty great, because this household goes through a lot of rosemary. And dried rosemary, just not the same as some fresh. Especially when you could take and just lay a sprig over like a chicken. That's the best way to do chicken, is just a sprig of rosemary over top of some chicken. But when I'm trying to do like a meatier roast, like a red meat roast, I like to get the rosemary all over rather than just at the top, because it kind of doesn't seep in as easily as chicken, because chicken's like I don't know what it is about chicken, but chicken has a tendency to just pull in whatever flavor is floating around. So we mixed it all up, and I'll give you a shot of what it looks like on the inside. Try and get my shadow out of there. So that's what I have going on. If you like something a little spicier, like you want a little bit more heat to it, you can add a little red pepper flake, or you want something sweeter. I mean, you can try and make it a little bit more like a little more brown sugar. But that should be enough for a 2-3 pound roast. When we come back, we'll set our smoker for 250 degrees, and it'll be a cook time of around, I'm gonna say around 2 hours, maybe 2.5. So, okay, here we are again, ready to apply our rub. What I'm doing right now is just kind of getting the extra blood and what have you off of this roast, so that we can get our olive oil on there and get it nice and seasoned. So I got this olive oil here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure my rack is good and oiled real quick. This way we don't get any sticking to the rack. Now, here's our roast. Rinse my hands off real quick. Good smearing of this all over this roast. Okay. Both sides. You can tell I'm not a butcher because this roast is definitely just a big old hunk of muscle. I didn't even do any grooming of it. I mean, you know, I'm no butcher, just no butcher. So, that's that. I'll take this here and we'll add our seasoning to it. Shake a little on. It's only about half of it for this. Make sure and work it in good. Pushing it in there is not a big deal. That's a good thing to do. Okay. Now with this side, see, this is where I've cut muscle off of muscle. It's really going to work into this side really well. And look how well it's sticking. You got pieces of the rosemary, a little bit of everywhere on here. That's why I take the rosemary off of. Ooh. That's why I take the rosemary off instead of leaving it as a big chunk, because I would have to lay it into like this side of the muscle in order to get it to do what I want. Whereas this method of just piecing it off and just doing a little bit here and there. I'm able to get that flavor all the way around. Okay. Well, I would say that I did a pretty decent job of coating this and working it in. I got a little bit left over. I'm probably going to use it on my potatoes, which I'll set those up here in a second. You'll notice that my olive oil and the brush that I used on the olive oil went right in here, because you don't want to cross-contaminate your potatoes with the raw meat juices. So, put this here. And I'm lazy, so a little bit of Pam. I'm just gonna do that'll be enough for us. Now, I know they're touching and it's a little bit taboo, but I really don't care. Main reason I'm adding these potatoes anyway is because I'll take these leftovers and I plan on using them for stew later. So what I'll do is we'll eat what we eat of the baked potatoes, and then we'll eat what we eat of the roast here. And then I should have enough leftovers between this and something else I've made to have what I call a quick pot stew, which is you put all your ingredients together real quick into one pot, all leftovers, a little bit of broth, and Bob's your uncle. In about 20 minutes, you got a nice, easy made stew or soup. So this stuff's ready to go in the smoker. I got my cider and water pan sitting out there. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in there. Alrighty. All right, I've set my timer for 4 hours because, as you know by now, I like to make sure there's more time on the clock than I need. Let's put in some wood chips, get this smoker smoking. I almost always use alder unless I otherwise specify. And the reason I use alder is because that's pretty much what we do out here in the Pacific Northwest. Alder is usually our wood of choice for smoking. All right, so everything's done, just gotta wait about an hour and a half. All right, you gotta just love how dark it's getting so early. All right, smoke. We're gonna check this. If it's not temp, I won't be able to show you guys what it looks like when it's ready. It was only about 1:30 when I checked it about 15 minutes ago. My guess is it's probably just to about 140. So it is officially rare. I want to see it hit 160 at least. So I won't be able to show you guys when I pull it out. It'll be much too dark by then. Let's get this cabinet closed up. And I'll show you when I'm starting to carve it there. All right. All right, here we are. We hit a minimum temperature of 155. 145 is what you want minimum. That roast looks delicious. And there is our potatoes. Time to carve it up. Beautiful. Well, that's it for me today. Let's see what kind of trouble I can do tomorrow. Later.